my parents are kindly requested to come to the venue, please. Please take your seats. Parents are requested. Academic procession is going to start.
Let my country, let my country, let my country awake. Let my country.
I request you to please switch off your mobiles.
Let my country, let my country awake. Let my country, let my country, let my country awake. Into ever-widening thought and action, into that heaven of freedom. My fatherland, my country awake. Into ever-widening thought and action, into that heaven of freedom. My fatherland, my country awake. Where the mind is without fear, and the head is held high, where knowledge is free, where the mind is without fear, and the head is held high, where knowledge is free, where the world hasn't been broken up into fragments by narrow domestic wars, where words come out from the depth of truth, where tireless striving stretches its arms towards perfection, where the clear stream of reason hasn't lost its way. Into the dreary deserts and doctored heaven, where the mind is led forward by grace, where the mind is led forward by thee. Into ever-widening thought and action, into that heaven of freedom. My fatherland, my country awake. Into ever-widening thought and action, into that heaven of freedom. My fatherland, my country.
Ladies and gentlemen, the academic procession will now enter the venue. You may please rise and remain standing till all the members of the procession take their seats. May I request those of you who are having their cell phones with them to please turn these off for the duration of the convocation to avoid disturbance to the proceedings. Please rise.
Let my country away. Let my country. Let my country. Let my country away. Let my country. Let my country. Let my country away.
maintain silence. May I request all the dignitaries and the members on the dais, ladies and gentlemen, and graduating students, please take their respective seats. May I request Chairman BOG IIM Rohtak to please start the proceedings.
I declare the convocation open.
May I now request Director IIM Rohtak to please welcome the chief guest. May I now request Director IIM Rohtak to welcome the Chairman, Board of Governors IIM Rohtak. May I request the dignitaries to please take seats. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the invocation.
गणनायकाय गणदैवताय गणाध्यक्षाय धीमहि गुणशरीराय गुणमण्डिताय गणेशानाय धीमहि गुणातीताय गुणाधीशाय गुणप्रविष्टाय धीमहि एकदन्ताय वक्रतुण्डाय गौरीतनयाय धीमहि गजेशानाय बालचन्द्राय श्रीगणेशाय धीमहि गानचतुराय गानप्राणाय गानान्तरात्मने गानोत्सुखाय गानमन्थाय गानोत्सुखमनसे गुरुपूजिताय गुरुदेवताय गुरुकुलस्थायिने गुरुविक्रमाय गुह्यप्रवराय गुरवे गुरुगुरवे गुरुदन्यदलक्षेत्रे गुरुधर्मसधाराध्याय गुरुपुत्रपरित्रात्रे गुरुपाखण्डखण्डकाय गीतसाराय गीततत्त्वाय गीतगोत्राय धीमहि गूढगुल्फाय गन्धमत्ताय गोजयप्रदाय धीमहि गुणातीताय गुणाधीशाय गुणप्रविष्टाय धीमहि एकदन्ताय वक्रतुण्डाय गौरीतनयाय धीमहि गजेशानाय बालचन्द्राय श्रीगणेशाय धीमहि
Ladies and gentlemen, please take your seats. May I now request Professor Dheeraj Sharma, Director IIM Rohtak, to present the welcome address and the Director's report.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. our chief guest, Shri Arvind Saxena, Honorable Chairperson, Union Public Service Commission, Chairman BOG IIM Rohtak, Board of Governors, esteemed faculty colleagues, staff members, distinguished guests, other personnel, families of this graduating class, and my dear students, ladies and gentlemen. I join IIM Rohtak community to extend a warm welcome to all of you for the 8th annual convocation of IIM Rohtak. Congratulations, everybody. I express my gratitude to the chief guest for sparing time and agreeing to be the chief guest here. We are highly obliged, sir. My heartiest congratulations to the graduating students and their families who have completed all the requirements of the postgraduate program in management. And I wish them all the success in life and rapid progress as they pursue a new part of their lives. Convocation is also referred as commencement. Commencement and convocation are synonymously used interchangeably in many different countries. Because when you convocate, you're entering or commencing a new part of your life. IIM Rohtak is the only IIM in the NCR. It is strategically located to become the beacon of management education in our country and globally. We started our operation in 2009 with the first batch coming in 2010 with a small batch of 50. Today we are graduating 250 students in the postgraduate program. This batch was expanded by 67%, sir. Out of this batch, 49% of the students had prior work experience, 11% were non-engineers. We worked very hard on the diversity of the batch, and therefore we were well rewarded by the industry, where we have had successful 100% placement of our batch with an average salary of 11.85 lakhs per annum. With the 7th largest batch amongst the 20 IIMs, this was an inordinate task. I congratulate the placement team and all the place commerce here and the faculty involved for their efforts. 45 students were offered pre-placement opportunities and pre-placement interviews. Many students took up assignments now with excellent companies like Yes Bank, ICICI Bank, Tata Steel, Wipro, Deloitte, Ernst & Young, KPMG, Capgemini, Infosys, among others. One of the significant achievements was addition of 50 new companies who are recruiting from our institution. This is a testimony that our final product, our students, are very well respected and accepted in the industry today. IIM Rohtak also has a doctoral program. The doctoral program will be graduating 4 of its students today. Last year, first time, we graduated students with a fellow degree in management. This year, we are again graduating 4 students, and I must inform all those attending that these students have not just met the requirements of the program, but also have published at least an A category or a B category international journal publication before their graduation, which is a considerable achievement. It brings me joy and pride to share with the faculty here and with the students here and with the other attendees that in this 200-acre campus which we are occupying, we have completed all buildings except the library building which you see behind you. All the academic block, residential areas, dormitories, and mess and other facilities have been completed now, and we are hoping that we would be able to utilize this infrastructure in the years going forward, even a more efficient and effective manner. We also inducted the new batch last year, in June-July 2018. This batch was an extraordinary batch in terms of its diversity. We are probably the only IIM or an IIT to achieve 50% women in the batch which came into our campus. Mind you, the number of students, number of women students who undertake the CAT examination is only about 25%. So this is a spectacular achievement for our institution, that it offers an inviting and exciting environment where diverse groups of people represented from 21 states across the country come to have management education. We also started several other programs. First, we started a fellow program in management for the executives. The program was highly successful. Average professional experience in that program was 15 years. Again, a testimony of the quality of faculty at IIM Rohtak, where number of faculty members have been able to attract talent from the industry with years of experience to come and pursue somewhat doctorally equivalent qualifications. We also started an ePGP08 program where the strength was 60. People from diverse areas like IT, manufacturing, financial services, consulting, with an average experience of 9 years were inducted into our institution. This is a testimony again to the quality of faculty at IIM Rohtak, that they were able to attract all these professionals to come to our institution to pursue education. We did number of executive education programs in the domain of HR analytics, data analytics, project management, leadership development, so on and so forth. We trained more than 1,000 executives from the industry at IIM Rohtak. This is a reflection of our continued focus on analytics, which I believe is the strength and the core competence and also the unique selling proposition of IIM Rohtak. Public policy work has also been undertaken in the recent years. IIM Rohtak has been involved in consulting projects with both the state government as well as the central government. Our faculty strength, which was about 10 full-time faculty members and about 35 or 40 non-core faculty members visiting an adjunct, is now increased to 27 current and also full-time 27 and also about 48 part-time and visiting faculty members. And I'm proud to share with the people here that 1/3 of our faculty is women, and we again celebrate diversity at IIM Rohtak. We are a top research institution. IIM Rohtak is placed in the top 5 amongst all IIMs as far as NIRF rank is concerned in terms of its research output. We have initiated collaboration with the international schools like in Lancaster, with University of Alabama, CEIBS in Shanghai, University of Missouri, and NYU Abu Dhabi, among others. Additionally, students have been driving a lot of the activities in the institution by organizing management conclaves in the NCR and on campus. We undertook an initiative, a policy change by virtue of which we decided that at least 10% of the sessions taken in IIM Rohtak will be undertaken by industry experts. And we have attempted with full gusto and spirit to implement that policy, and our students have benefited from this interaction between academe and industry and have now produced the results of the same by getting placed in some of the top organizations in our country. Organizations like Paytm, Carvi Fintech, Fujitsu, Times of India, Capgemini, and others have come here and participated in our leadership lecture series. We had numerous institutional activities here. Among them, we had Film Summit, which attracted people from the media world to share their views. As we all know, oftentimes there's an argument that the media shapes our thoughts, and there is an argument that media represents what goes on in society. A Film Summit is carried out every year, and this year too. We had TEDx. We also had socio-cultural event, one of the largest one, as a matter of fact, Infusion. Ladies and gentlemen, I must compliment all the faculty, staff, and particularly the student team which was involved in Infusion. My congratulations. We had 12,000 plus students come to, 12,000 plus footfall in this campus in a 72-hour carnival, which was hosting business school competition, cultural competition, mini marathon, among other things. We also had our alumni event, Alumni 5.0, where we started a tradition that we will be felicitating our alumnus who are contributing. To begin with, we will have pan-IIM contributions, which means we will felicitate people from all IIMs till such time that our alumnus become senior enough or are able to demonstrate their contribution to the society and to the world at large. We will be recognizing alumni every year for their contributions made in different spheres like society, corporate world, and the public sector. I conclude by sharing a few thoughts of mine with the graduating students. And as I walked here, I was thinking, what could I share with my students of my own thoughts after the director's report? And I thought that I must share with you that the world operates on sentiment. Keep the sentiment high. When people around the world try to evaluate their situation, their lives, they use heuristics, indicators. For instance, if you were to ask a person on the street, how is India doing? He or she is likely to use heuristics and tell you based on maybe petrol prices, gold prices, Sensex, among other things, on the state of the nation and also on the state of their lives. Heuristics are important. If the world operates on sentiment, so does your life. Keep the sentiment high. Create a benchmark. Create something that you can measure yourself against. As they say, what gets measured gets done. If you measure where you are today and where you are going to be 5 years from now, you would be able to make demonstrable evidence of your progress. And this will be not just bringing prosperity, but also happiness. Life operates under circumstances where optimal is usually not determinable. I repeat, my students, life operates on circumstances where optimal is not determinable. So how do you operate? You can either take a positive view of things, you can find an optimum solution to problems, an optimum solution to your life in a simplified worldview, or you can make a satisfactory solution to where your life is in the realistic worldview. Herbert Simon would say, satisficing is the way to go forward for all of you. Life is not about search for optimal. It is about finding, my view, is simplistic way of the circumstances of the world and satisficing. Therefore, please develop indicators for yourself, for your progress. Dow Jones, S&P 500, Sensex, dollar are all indicators. I don't know what your indicator will be. Bank balance, a flat, a car, career progression, diversity of role, status, I have no idea. But I believe the step that you have taken out of this campus, out in the open, you must decide what your option is going to be. Try to be a hope giver. Try to be a bridge maker, try to be a change maker, and try to be a friend. Make small changes, but pursue them with full gusto and full spirits. Don't try to make large changes and not pursue them at all. Please make small changes and pursue them with full gusto and spirits. Ladies and gentlemen, I always share with you that this world will present to you numerous dilemmas, and those dilemmas you have experienced in the cases that you go through in your curriculum. All our students, for those who are present here, non-students would know that each IIM Rohtak student would have gone through hundreds of cases in the 2 years that they have spent here, and those cases present dilemmas. And the dilemmas have to be addressed using some data. Therefore, my submission to all of you is that you are never going to have optimal data. Take a realist view and resolve the dilemmas and continue to march forward. I wish you all the best. Many, many congratulations to all of you and to your families. I would again like to express my sincerest thanks to our chief guest. And at the end, I personally want to thank each one of you who have helped me in discharging the challenges of the responsibility of the director of this institution. Congratulations, my students, my friends, my faculty, my staff. Thank you very much, and you have a great day and have a great life.
May I now request the Chairman BOG IIM Rohtak to deliver his address.
Shri Arvind Saxena, the Honorable Chairman UPSC, members of the board, Mr. Sharma, Director IIM Rohtak, the faculty, students and staff of IIM Rohtak, the parents, officials from Government of India and the district administration, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. As Chairman of the Board of Governors, I take this opportunity to welcome you at the 8th Convocation of IIM Rohtak. I would specially like to express our gratitude to our chief guest, Mr. Saxena, for being with us on this occasion. Sir, we extend our warmest welcome to you and look forward to your address as the chief guest. As all of us are aware, UPSC is one of the iconic institutions that this nation is proud of. Over the years, it has set the highest standards for its objectivity, its transparency, and the professional manner in which it functions as the chief, as the apex recruiting agency of the Government of India. As we all know, the convocation of an institute is the culmination of a journey for the students as well as a moment of renewal for the institute, its students, its faculty and others who are part of this institution. Today, on the occasion of the convocation, I congratulate all the students of the institute who are graduating from IIM Rohtak, which has the distinction of being one of the fastest growing management institutes of the country. This success is a result of your efforts and also a tribute to the hard work and sacrifices of your teachers, your parents and family members. I take this opportunity to congratulate each one of you, each of the 254 students from PGP and the FPM batch who are passing out today. I hope that you found your stay in the institute not only an enjoyable experience, but also an opportunity to learn about life, about sharing, and other higher values of life. I am happy to note that all of you have got good placements. If we look at the history of IIM Rohtak, it makes impressive reading. Starting from only 50 students in the first batch, your institute has come a long way to the present batch size of 250. I would like to inform you that this is the 7th largest batch amongst all IIMs put together. Hence, it's an incredible achievement for the institute to attain 100% placement success. While saying so, I would also like to appeal to the graduating students to keep the interest of the institute in mind and to continue being connected with the institute as active alumni. It goes without saying that the faculty and the staff of IIM Rohtak have played a key role in bringing the institute to where it is today, in spite of being small in size and, more importantly, working under very challenging conditions all these years. The faculty have been able to produce outstanding work in leading prestigious publications and seminars. In particular, I would like to mention the key role that your director, Professor Dheeraj Sharma, has played in charting out a remarkable trajectory for the institute in such a short span of his tenure. Today, having its own 200-acre campus with state-of-the-art architecture and all the other facilities, this institute is able to provide a nurturing environment to its students, which is most essential for their learning and development. It is indeed very heartening to know that amongst the new IIMs, IIM Rohtak is the first one to have fully shifted to its own campus, and that also a campus with full residential facilities for its students, faculty, and staff. It is also a source of great satisfaction that IIM Rohtak has done exceptionally well in improving the public perception of students and parents about the institute. Specifically, IIM Rohtak has attained historic numbers in terms of gender diversity by achieving the 50% female students mark, which is the first in the history of IIM Rohtak. I congratulate the entire IIM Rohtak fraternity for this significant achievement. As Professor Sharma mentioned, now that you have finished one leg of the journey of your life and step into the second leg. This convocation marks a special moment. Today, when all of you step up and receive your degrees, it is symbolic of the hard work and sacrifice put in by you as students, by your teachers, and also your parents and family members who have supported and stood by you. You are about to enter a world, on the one hand, full of opportunities, but at the same time having an equal number of challenges. I am confident that during your stay over here, both through the academic input as well as through the other activities that you participated in, you are now fully prepared, fully equipped to face the world in your next phase. Let me also take this opportunity to remind you that being a student of an IIM, an Indian Institute of Management, you are amongst the select few in your age group, one of the lucky few who got this opportunity of undergoing an education of the highest standards, matching with the best anywhere in the world. Let this realization always be there at the back of your mind when you are going out to pursue a profession, or generally when you look at your role vis-a-vis the community, vis-a-vis your role towards the nation. Again, repeating what the director said, this is the time to dream big and to aim high and take risks that will lead you to newer heights. Rohtak, as we know, is located in the state of Haryana. As Haryanvis, we are proud of the many achievements that the state has had over its last 51 years since its inception. The entire world now acknowledges that Haryana is a leading sports power, not only of India but at the global level. We have had the likes of Kapil Dev, Saina Nehwal, Sakshi Malik, Deepa Malik, to name only a few, who have done the state proud in the arena of sports. And in this regard, it is very gratifying to note that this institute has taken upon itself the responsibility to start a program, a postgraduate program in sports management, which will lend an extra edge to people who are there either as sports administrators or themselves taking part as sports persons or who devise policy for management of sports. As I mentioned earlier, when this institute started its journey 8-9 years ago, there were many challenges that were to be faced. It did not have a full-fledged campus of its own. It was working out of borrowed space. But in a very short time, a proper campus has come up, and in the years to come, I see IIM Rohtak attaining newer heights, establishing new standards, and playing a very important role in the field of business management education. Earlier there was few issues and challenges of connectivity. Now we have proper road connections, particularly towards the National Capital Region. With the recent commissioning of the Western Peripheral Expressway, commonly known as the KMP, the connectivity both towards the north, that is towards Chandigarh and Punjab, has improved. Similarly, connectivity towards the west, that is towards Jaipur and Agra, has improved. And in the next few years, we hope to have an international airport at Hisar, which is in close vicinity, which will further make it easier for both students and faculty to come to this institute. Since you are all mostly going into the field of enterprise, let me also share with you that Haryana has secured the third position in what is called the ease of doing business, with Andhra and Telangana occupying the top two places. Haryana was number third, and we are proud of the fact that we were number one in North India. Today's convocation is also significant in the sense that for the first time degrees are being awarded with the change in the institutional structure of IIMs. So you also have the unique distinction of getting a full-fledged degree compared to what your predecessors got, that is, which was a diploma. At the end, I would again like to thank Shri Arvind Saxena, Chairman UPSC, for his gracious presence. I am also thankful to the Ministry of Human Resource Development for giving unstinted support to the institute and also for taking this institute to where it is now. A special thanks to the parents of the graduating students who had the confidence to allow their wards to come to Rohtak. I also take this opportunity to thank the director, Professor Sharma, who has in a very befitting manner discharged the role given to him and has acted as a leader for the faculty for their inputs into opening the minds of our youngsters for research and their teaching contributions. The most important part of any institution are the students. It is what they are and what they do that in the ultimate analysis makes up for the name and prestige of that institute. I think today we can look back and have a great sense of achievement and satisfaction that whereas on the one hand the faculty did what they were required to do, but more importantly it is the students who through their active participation, who through their interaction with society at large have been instrumental in placing IIM Rohtak on the national map of management institutions of India. So, while congratulating everybody else associated with the institute, I especially congratulate the students who are now leaving the portals of this institute for their contribution in making IIM Rohtak what it is today. So with these words, I would like to conclude and wish you all the best for the rest of the journey of your life. Thank you. Jai Hind.
Thank you. All candidates for the award of Doctor of Philosophy, please rise. The candidates will individually receive their degree from the chairman as I call their names and then return to the seats and remain standing. May I please request the dignitaries on the dais to please come in front of the desk to award degrees. Ankur Chauhan, thesis title, Developing a Decision Support Framework for Healthcare Waste Management in India. Oshin Anand, thesis title, Developing a Model for Estimating Customer Preferences Through Pattern Identification Using Online Reviews, a multi-method approach. Honorable Chairman, upon the recommendation of the Academic Council, I have the honor to present Mr. Ankur Chauhan and 3 others who have successfully completed their prescribed course of studies and fulfilled all their requirements for the award of Doctor of Philosophy, and request the Indian Institute of Management Rohtak to confer the degree on these candidates, of whom 2 are present and 2 will receive the degree in absentia.
Members of the Academic Council, may the Director of Philosophy be conferred on the FPM scholars. By the authority given to the Board of Governors under the IIM Act 2017 and on the recommendation of the Academic Council of Indian Institute of Management Rohtak, you are awarded the Doctor of Philosophy, and I charge that by thought, word and deed you prove yourself worthy of the award.
All candidates for the award of Master of Business Administration, please rise. The candidate will individually receive their degree from the chairman as I call their name and then return to their seats and remain standing. Adil Jaisi. AGDS Karthikeyan. Akash Arora. Arushi Agrawal. Abhinav Gupta. Abhishek Anjani Singh. Abhishek Kalra. Abhishek Khanra. Abhishek Kumar. Abhishek Verma. Achyut Sharma. Aditya Agrawal. Aditya Vesh. Agastya Sikhar. What is your name? Agrawal Piyush Arvind. Agrim Kumar. आकाश सोलंकी. अक्षय मलिक. अक्षय तुतिका. अलीशा जायसवाल. अमनराज जुरियानी. अमन सक्सेना. अमरीश जाना. अमित गुप्ता. अमित कुमार बैरा. अमित मोहन सिंह. अंकित गुप्ता, अंकित जैन, अंकित पुरबार, अंकित सैनियारे, अनमोल गुप्ता, अनमोल सारस्वत, अनुज गर्ग, अनुराग सिंह, अपूर्वा जैन, अपूर्व गोयल, अर्णव कर, अर्णव बंसल, अरुण कुमार, अरुण कुमार आर, अरुण उन्नी, आशीष गौड़, आशीष कुमार गौड़ घाटे, अश्मिता गुप्ता, ऑब्रीन भौमिक, आयुष अग्रवाल, आयुष पी बागमारे, आयुष पांडे, आयुष सक्सेना, आयुष शर्मा, बंका मयंक सुबोध, बासिल बी, बासित फैज, पता नहीं, भास्कर हलदर, विवेक ज्योति राय नंदी, विजय कुमार बारके, ब्रजेन मालाकार, श्री लालरेम रुआता, चौधरी अभिरीत, चेतन करनानी, चिराग सारस्वत, देउलकर रुचिता श्रीकृष्ण, देवांश सेजवाल, क्या है
Parents, please
दीक्षांत देसवाल, दिव्यांश सिंह, दुधवड़कर पार्थ मिलिंद, गंधर्व कुमार सिंह, गौरव बोरा, गौरव जैन, गौरव पांडे, गौरव यादव, गुरदतार सिंह रैत, हरचरण सिंह सबरवाल, हर्ष वैभव, हेमंत के, हिमांशु अग्रवाल, हिमांशु गर्ग, हिमांशु जटाले, हिमांशु यादव, हितिन, इजाज एमसी, ईशा गर्ग, ऐश्वर्या पी, जयदीप हजोंग, जितेश गौतम, ज्योति रंजन राज, कनिका शर्मा, केतन कुमार, खुशदिल बिरदी, कोटा विवेक राहुल, कोत्तापल्ली प्रताप कुमार, कौलगी सुधेंद्र नारायण, कृष्ण कुणाल, कृष्णा मानिक अग्रवाल, कृतिका वरुण, एल श्रीकांत रेड्डी, लवेश रतनलाल भदादा, मणिदीप इम्माडी सेट्टी, मनोज के, मनोरंजन नायक, मनोरंजन साहू, मेटा विनोद कुमार, मोहन एस, मोहित गर्ग, नमन पांडे, नवीन कुमार बी, नवनीत कुमार, नीलम नेगी, नीरज मेहता, नेहा अग्रवाल, निखिल डरगन, निखिल जैन, नीलाशीष पॉल, निमिष जोशी, निरंजना, निशांत चौधरी, निशांत गर्ग, नितिन सदाशिव बन्नेबार, नीतीश सेठ, पडाला किरण कुमार, पलाश गुप्ता, पंकज तिवारी, पराग नवानी, परीक्षित, पारखे शशांक राव साहेब, पाटिल अदिति रविंद्र, पाटिल पीयूष श्रीकांत, तेनुमाला संदीप, पूजा गोयल, पूजा कुमारी देव, प्रखर छाबड़ा, प्रशांत मौर्य, प्रथम कश्यप, प्रथम मंत्री, प्रतीक वर्मन, प्रवीण किशोर, प्रवीण पटेल, प्रवीण मौर्य, चलो प्रेरक हसमुख भाई ठक्कर, प्रिंस जैन, प्रिया रॉय, पुलकित मंगल, राहुल अरविंद जोड़, राहुल गोड़ गोपेगोनी, राहुल कुमार, राहुल शर्मा, राजकुमार गुप्ता, रजत जाधव, रजत जैन, रजत सिद्धार्थ मोहिले, राजेंद्र पाणीग्रही, राजेश खन्ना एसपी, रजित दास, राशि प्रियम, रवि ढाका, रवि कांत सोमानी, रविंद्र कुमार, रिजुल प्रकाश, ऋषभ टाक, ऋषभ नंद सिंह, ऋषि शर्मा, रोहन बंसल, रोहिन मल्होत्रा, रोहित गर्ग, रोशनी रेचल जॉन, एशबी शुभ प्रकाश, सचिन देव एफ, सचिन प्रदीप, सचिन शर्मा, साहेब जीत सिंह अरोड़ा, साहिब सिंघल, समर्थ सिंघल, संचित गोयल, संदीप नायक, संदीप सिंह, संकल्प जैन, संयम जैन, संयम रहेजा, शरत बाबू एम, सात्विक साहनी, सीमांत दुबे, शाह हर्ष संजय, शालोम साम्राज पी, सनयधारी सिंह, शशांक जिंदल, शौर्य अग्रवाल, सिंधे कनिष्क अशोक, शिवम अग्रवाल, शिवम चौधरी, शिवम खट्टर, श्रेय चौधरी, श्रेयांश अजमेरा, श्रेयस जोशी, शुभम गुप्ता, शुभम कुमार अग्रवाल, शुभम साहू, शुभम शांतिलाल सेन, श्याम सुंदर गुप्ता, सिद्धार्थ अशोक गंथड़े, सिद्धार्थ जिंदल, श्री सीआर, स्पंदना, सुमित हिंदुजा, सुमित कुमार, सुनील हरिकर्ण यादव, सन्नी कुजूर, सूर्यांश सिंह चंदेल, ताड़ेपल्ली साई रवि तेजा, तसलीस चड्ढा, थोगरू सुकेश कुमार, त्रिवेदी विश्रुत पंकज कुमार, उदित सिंह, वाद मुडुल साई धनुष, बद्दी राजू प्रेरल रेड्डी, वैभव गंगवार, वनलाल हुआई लेवांग, वर्ष मित्र, वर्षा शर्मा, वरुण गंगाधर पर्वत नैनी, विनीत चितलांगिया, विनीत कुमार, विवेक आर्या, बाघेला द्रुमिल कनुभाई, I request the dignitaries to please take their seats.
Members of the Academic Council, may the Master of Business Administration be conferred on the postgraduate candidates. By the authority given to the Board of Governors under the IIM Act 2017 and on the recommendations of the Academic Council of Indian Institute of Management Rohtak, you are awarded the Master of Business Administration, and I charge that by thought, word and deed you prove yourself worthy of the award.
I request the new graduates to remain standing. May I request the dignitaries to please take the seats.
The graduating students will now take the oath of honor. I request the PGP and the FPM students to please rise. I, as a graduate of IIM Rohtak, will take responsibility of my actions and be accountable for its foreseeable consequences. I will hold every other human being in very high regard, acknowledging the inherent differences, honoring the rights of others to be treated with dignity. I will act with utmost integrity and pursue my work upholding the highest ethical standards. This pledge I make freely and upon my honor.
All the graduating students are requested to take their seats.
So may I request the dignitaries on the dais, please come in front of the desk to award medals. The Indian Institute of Management Gold Medal for Best All-Round Performance has been awarded to Prakhar Chabda. So Prakhar Chabda, please come forward and receive the medal from the chief guest. The Indian Institute of Management Rohtak Silver Medal for Scholastic Performance have been awarded to Rajat Jain. So Mr. Rajat Jain, please come forward and receive the medal from the chief guest. The Indian Institute of Management Rohtak Bronze Medal for Scholastic Performance have been awarded to Akshay Malik. So Mr. Akshay Malik, please come forward and receive the medal from the chief guest. I request the medal winners to join for a group photo with the chief guest, Chairman BOG and the Director IIM Rohtak. Group photo.
मैं कर दूंगा. Medal winners, please go back to your seats. May I request the dignitaries on the dais to please take their seats. Now I request Shri Arvind Saxena, Honorable Chief Guest and the Chairman of the Union Public Service Commission of India, to deliver the convocation address.
Very good afternoon to all of you. Chairman, Board of Governors and Chief Secretary Haryana, members of the Board of Governors, Director IIM Rohtak, members of the faculty, graduating students, students of IIM Rohtak, parents, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for inviting me today to address these bright young people as they complete a rigorous 2-year program and step out into the real world. Congratulations, all of you. Congratulations are also due to the parents, families, and faculty members who have made their contribution towards these achievements which we are celebrating today. Let me start with the obvious. You are all bright young people, easily amongst the best in the country. You will soon be playing a significant role at the helm of all kinds of business enterprises. It is also a given that you have reached this position through hard work and determination to succeed. All of you are graduates from good colleges and universities, and some of you have completed your PG studies and have some work experience also. The 2 years program at IIM Rohtak has given you an exposure to liberal studies which places human in context of technology, industry, law, nature, social responsibility, and ethics, amongst others. My own graduation was 43 years ago, and I was still studying for my post-graduation when I joined the government at the age of 23. Work took me to various states in India and to several foreign countries, and before I knew it, I was 60 years old. During these 37 years, I was engrossed with the demands of my work, and even though I read all kinds of books and published material, I never had the time to sit back and think about the larger picture of what was going on in India. In 2015, I joined the UPSC, and only then my work afforded me the opportunity to interact with a wide variety of people from diverse fields and young aspirants for the civil services. I finally had some time to think, and I have been doing that quite a bit the last few years. Ladies and gentlemen, I am not a public speaker. I had therefore checked with your director on what I should be covering when I address you today, and he did suggest that I could talk about my personal experiences, which could be of some use to all of you. As you know, or maybe I can reveal this to you, I spent almost 3 decades working for India's External Intelligence Service, and that part of my working life necessarily has to remain undercover. What is left is about 1 decade of my work life, the initial years with the government, stretching from 1978 to 1988. Let me recount a few episodes from the initial 4 years between 78 and 82, because I thought this would be relevant to you as you step out and face the world in the initial years. The first story is about an exercise we did as probationers at the Staff Training College a few months after we joined service. The director of the college made everyone write a small paragraph about each of the other probationers and 1 paragraph about ourselves. The comments were then put together for each probationer, listing out the strong and weak areas of their personalities as seen by their peers. What I wrote about myself that day, it is still with me. It's a yellowed paper, very brittle. It was something like this. With several job options before me, I have chosen to join the public services. I believe that if my job gives me a decent standard of living, I would be happy using my position, resources, and powers to work for others and make them happier. I would like to find my self-actualization in alleviating grievances and hardships of others. After 40 years, I realized that I have lived by this maxim all through my life and had unknowingly put out a perspective for my life at the ripe old age of 23. So what I'm telling you today is this. Get your priorities clear early in your working life. Making money cannot be a life goal. All of you will make money. Some will make it faster, others not so fast. It actually doesn't matter. What eventually matters is the impact that your presence will have on the lives of people who come in touch with you. The second story refers to my first independent charge in Kota in Rajasthan, where I had 1,600 employees reporting directly to me. Those days, I'm talking about the postal department. The postal department had not a very progressive image those days. They, however, had very strong and even militant trade unions, which unfortunately were more interested in getting their narrow objectives achieved rather than do something for the department as a whole. As a young officer, by the way, this division was very notorious because the militants were kind of left-oriented. Kota was those days an industrial town, and there was a lot of, like I said, militant trade union activity going on. So it was not a very popular posting. Now, I started enforcing discipline, and therefore, logically and naturally, I became the target of the trade unions. I was called a Tanashah, which is something like a dictator. And things reached a stage where the unions would periodically hold a mashal jalus in front of my house. I don't know if you know what a mashal jalus is. It's long sticks with some rags tied at one end, which is dipped in some kind of an oil and burnt. So hundreds of people carry those torches. The idea is that they are threatening you that they'll burn down anything which comes in their way. So it's a real militant form of union activity. Now, I actually believed in what I was doing. Unfortunately, I had the support of my senior people in Jaipur. This went on for several months. The unions kept on agitating, but gradually a large section of the staff realized that I was only interested in work and would not indulge in favoritism under pressure from the unions. The influence of the union leaders started waning and work improved. Now, in this situation, we used to have post offices in villages and suburban areas, which were run by extra departmental staff. These were essentially contract wage employees who were amongst, they drew extremely poor wages and were easily the least, what would you say, the least, the most suppressed employees that we had in the postal department. And they also therefore suffered from a very low self-image. The trade unions also thought that they had nothing much to gain out of pushing the interests of these people. Now, in this milieu, what happened was that one of the delivery agents, extra departmental delivery agent, who, like I said, was a very poor person from the village, he was beaten up. He was mercilessly beaten up by a station house officer of the local police station in that remote village, just because he insisted that the SHO should sign a receipt in token of receiving an article. Now, this poor delivery agent went and protested to his sub-postmaster, who, as the tradition was, he straight away started approaching the union leaders. And union leaders obviously did not want to have a confrontation with the local police people, so they did not act on it. So about 2 weeks later, this incident reached me, and I asked this extra departmental delivery agent to come to me and give me all the details. And then I tried to work with the district administration to see if something could be done. Unfortunately, the district administration was more interested in suppressing the thing, that this issue should not be allowed to become a rallying point for trade unions. Now, the staff in this situation had already realized that the unions were not going to help much, and I was not succeeding also. So I asked the union leaders through some people that if you really are worth and if you really mean interest of your employees, then you must at least threaten a strike. Now, the state level trade union leaders also were very reluctant, but eventually when the staff prevailed, they did start raising this demand, and slowly but steadily the message spread out, and even the national level unions at Delhi, they got into this act and started talking about this incident. Now, this kind of a pressure, which was built up from Delhi, Jaipur and Kota, it pressurized the state administration to act, and the SHO was placed under suspension. The strike never took place. It was called off. Now, this is the situation when people started realizing that here was an officer who would go to any extent to look after the interest and prestige of the lowest employee in his division. And this had a major change in the atmosphere of the division. The staff, this is when, like I said, the tide turned. The militancy that I was seeing waned, and after a little while, it's very difficult to imagine it today, but some of these trade union leaders who were leading those mashal jaluses which I talked of, they actually came to my house in the middle of the night and wept. They sought forgiveness, they apologized, and when I say wept, I mean really wept, with tears in their eyes, sobs and everything else. So this is how the tide turned. And I had another about 1 year in Kota, which was spent very peacefully, and I was seen off at the railway station by a very large number of employees when I left Kota. The trade union leaders did not come to see me off, by the way. Interestingly, however, some of these trade union leaders still come and see me when they visit Delhi. Now, what I wanted to convey through this longish story was that you need to be true to your principles and look after the interests of the weakest people working under you. You have to lead from the front. You have to take calculated risks for larger objectives. And you have to remain humble in your success. Having done a successful stint in Kota, I was called to Delhi to take charge as officer on special duty for providing postal services for the 9th Asian Games held in 1982. These games were just 6 months away when I was called to Delhi. Now, several divisional heads who were already working in Delhi, they were looking forward to this assignment because it was a prestigious assignment. But I had been pulled out from Kota and brought to Delhi. This was a temporary assignment. It was meant only for the games. Therefore, I was asked to work with 100 people, 100 postal employees who would be drawn from the various divisions in Delhi. Now, the divisional heads, obviously, they were not very happy that I had jumped in from outside to Delhi. And when they were asked to lend me their staff, they chose the worst. They chose people who were troublemakers, who were indisciplined, and essentially shirkers, people who did not have a good reputation for quality work. So I had the 100 worst employees, a deadline to meet, and the question of not just departmental, but national prestige at stake. Creating the infrastructure was relatively easy. I had to bring my staff of 100, quite literally my dirty dozen, up to the desired expectations. That was the main challenge. I started with training. I invited highly placed officers from the Ministry of Sports, Youth Affairs, etc., who talked to the employees about the larger picture of the games. I got senior officers from the Department of Tourism, Ministry of Culture, Civil Aviation, Railways, DTC, etc., to talk to them about questions that the athletes and their managers might have about India. I even got senior professors from the Faculty of Management Studies in Delhi University to talk to the staff about sophisticated topics like transactional analysis and anger management, etc. I had to choose the subjects carefully and convince my staff that they needed to absorb all that was being discussed to become the country's face to the world for 2 weeks. Remember that the staff were ordinary postal clerks and supervisors, most of them simple graduates with ordinary backgrounds. The exposure to diverse fields of knowledge created a sense of importance in the staff. They realized that they were being addressed by eminent people who they would never get a chance to listen to in normal circumstances. I even had exponents of Indian dance, sculpture, architecture, and paintings talk to them. The post offices were being readied while my staff was undergoing this unorthodox training. I had also built a healthy relationship with the divisional heads who slowly came on board and gave me the external support I needed to run my offices within the larger system. The games came and the staff performed far beyond anyone's expectations. Post offices became meeting places for the young athletes where they gathered after dinner, received their mails, wrote letters to their families, exchanged notes on travel plans, and interacted with the staff on Indian dances and culture. Remember, this was pre-internet days. There was no email. The only mode of communication was through letters. The post offices remained open till late in the night, and none of the staff complained. They were feeling important. They knew where they fitted into the whole scheme of the games. They were enjoying the attention of the athletes, and were thrilled that they were being looked upon as knowledgeable people. The post office, being what it was at that time, forget any cash incentives, I was not even to promise my staff uniforms, which I would have liked to do. We could not even provide them transport, and they managed to create their own vehicle pools. Remember, the games were spread all over Delhi and India, and I was responsible for all the sporting and residential venues. At the end of the games, apart from fond farewell visits by the athletes, we got commendation letters from the Prime Minister downward. The worst staff performed like a dream. I'm sure you have realized how this miracle took place. Training, apart from knowledge and skill, imparts self-worth. Giving employees a feel of the larger picture and where their role fits in is very important. Motivation can be non-monetary. I'm sure all of you know this. Do not give up on disgruntled colleagues. You may need their support to achieve your objectives. Work on the strengths of your employees rather than their shortcomings. And never ever underestimate the native intelligence of the average employee. This was the first 4 years of my working life. Let me now talk to you about a few issues which are actually very close to my heart. I want to share them with you in the hope that some of you will internalize these thoughts, and I'll see the results through your work. We all know that business enterprises exist to maximize the profits for the promoters, investors, and the shareholders. You also have a responsibility to your employees. But we always forget one stakeholder. In addition to finance and human resources, every enterprise also needs natural resources, that is, land, minerals, forest produce, water, air, wavelengths, whatever. These natural resources are the nation's wealth. They belong equally to each and every citizen of this country. Each and every one, from the richest to the poorest, and equally. The common man entrusts these resources to his elected representatives, who are expected to invest them to maximize the returns for him through use by public and private enterprises. Therefore, as professional managers, while you must give your best to maximize your company's profits, you should not forget your obligation to the common man, the forgotten, faceless stakeholder who is the owner of the resources that you are using to generate the profits for your enterprise. You have to take only an equitable proportion out of your profits, even as you plow back the remaining profits into the company or give it back to society in some form or the other. In doing so, you are actually doing a good turn to yourself. Industry can grow only when you increase the purchasing power of more and more people. This can only happen by generating employment, giving fair wages, and ensuring equitable distribution of corporate profits. I was hearing about the placements which all of you have won on campus. But this is something I wanted to mention without discouraging any one of you. Do you know which are the companies which draw the best talent and offer the best salaries in the world? These are the oil companies, the pharmaceuticals, fast food, armaments, multinational corporations, and finance, banking sector. These are the same sectors which are responsible for ecological damage, destruction of biodiversity, fatal addictions, malnutrition, organ damage, violent conflicts, inhuman working conditions, suppression of wages, profiteering, and destruction of industry. You are intelligent, you are motivated, and socially responsible professionals. Remain so. Don't become compliant professionals. Your pay and perks should not lull you into accepting the status quo. Do not create false needs and desires amongst gullible people, which will eventually include your own children someday. Look upon yourselves as leaders who will help society discern between real needs and artificially created needs. Remain committed that your work should not lead to exploitation of human, financial, or natural resources. From your position of leadership, send out a subtle but firm message that you stand for the larger public interest. The claim that somebody is wealthy because he works hard or is very smart is a false narrative. There is no justification for ostentatious living and profiteering. A word about education and technology. Diversity of information is vital. Look at how news reaches you through a traditional newspaper and how it is delivered to you through artificial intelligence-aided search engines. You need to know more and more about a wider variety of subjects, not just the subjects that interest you. Information and questioning are the basis of democracy. The stupid are cocksure and the intelligent are always full of doubt. It is therefore only intelligent people like you, who can ask questions. The others can be led like sheep. Create your own islands of excellence in the vast sea of reality. Do not fret about weaknesses of the system. Role models for you can only be people who make things happen despite the odds. Same goes for technology. Technology providing solutions for problems is fine, but what we are seeing today is technology being pushed to us where we don't even need it. IT-based solutions are being driven by vendors because they have a product to sell. Artificial intelligence falls in the same category. There are many studies which bring out that a handful of people are trying to use it to empower themselves in order to exploit the masses and make them irrelevant. Emerging infotech is fueling global inequality while increasing social tension and dividing humankind into hostile camps. Only you, as bright, highly educated, and trained professionals can resist this phenomena. Those who don't understand the larger implications will not have the courage to resist it because they're afraid that they'll be seen as illiterates. You have no such fear. All of you are children of honest and hard-working parents. You have to dedicate yourself to creating a better country. The country needs change, and you can be the leaders of that change. Today is Bhagat Singh's 89th Martyrdom Day. Try and learn about his thoughts on change. In the jail, where he was for about 2 years, Bhagat Singh read books by Bertrand Russell, Tolstoy, Karl Marx, Frederick Engels, V.I. Lenin, Upton Sinclair, Louis Tennyson, and Rabindranath Tagore. There were many revolutionaries, but I believe that he was considered a greater threat because of his intellect. He can still be a role model for educated young people who want to experience self-fulfillment in giving power back to the common man. Finally, young people, if you ever face a moral dilemma, please do not try to find an answer by Googling for it. Get some friends over, read a book, have a cookout, maybe a pot lunch, not ordered food, and while you are working with the food and drinks, discuss what's bothering you with your peers. You could also think in terms of inviting some of your faculty members. No harm. I mean, they have seen life for a much longer period. And while you're doing it, you could even send an email to me. I'm not promising that I'll reply to the email, but whatever you write to me will certainly be read, and it'll help me clarify my thinking process. To conclude, let me emphasize on the importance of a few things. Have a clear life goal. You need determination for hard work. There's no excuse, there's no way out. You have to remain discreet. Do not brag. Do not talk about your achievements unless there's a need to do that. You have to shun arrogance. It looks shabby when you are arrogant. So be humble, be polite. You have reached a stage where very few young people will lead. I mean, very few people will reach that level where you have already arrived. So maintain your humility. There is plenty of work to be done, and you can do it without showing off what you are doing. You have to be compassionate and caring for the weak and underprivileged. And finally, I would request all of you to read a lot. Read whatever you like and read whatever interests you, which is not, even if it is not directly related to the work that you're doing. Keep reading, keep expanding your mind, and you will grow as better human beings. Let me conclude by wishing you all the very best in whatever you do, all the endeavors that you have. Jai Hind.
Thank you, sir. I now request Honorable BOG Chairman to close the convocation.
I declare the convocation closed.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the national anthem.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे
Ladies and gentlemen, the academic procession will now leave the venue. You may please stand up and remain standing till all the members of the procession have left the venue.